A few weeks ago, I broke down everything we knew about the iPhone Ultra. Since then, 3 things happened that actually changed the story. And one of them might mean this phone doesn't show up on shelves when you're expecting it, no matter what Apple says on stage in September. Every rumor we've covered so far has come from supply chain sources or leaked images, but this one is different. Developers digging through the iOS 27 beta have found direct references to a fold state and multiple hinge angles built into the operating system itself. That's not a leaker's guess. That's Apple's own software already being built to handle a device that opens and closes. Combined with this, Apple used the phrase app adaptability at WWDC back in June, describing apps that reshape themselves depending on which screen you're using. This is the most concrete update. Leaks now put the Ultra at 4.5 to 4.8 millimeters thick when unfolded, which would make it thinner than the iPhone Air, Apple's current thinnest phone ever. Folded shut, it's expected to land around 9 to 9.5 millimeters, roughly double a normal iPhone, but still slim for a foldable. For comparison, that's meaningfully thinner than most Samsung Fold models. If Apple actually ships this thickness, it undercuts one of the biggest complaints about foldables as a category, that they're too chunky to carry as your only phone. We already knew Apple was chasing a nearly invisible crease. What's new is how. Reports now describe Apple pursuing this regardless of cost, using a new material property in the display stack rather than just a better hinge mechanism. That's a meaningfully different approach than what Samsung and other foldable makers have done, and it explains why Apple's taking years longer than competitors to actually ship a foldable. They weren't trying to match the crease quality already on the market, they were trying to eliminate it as a category problem entirely. A semiconductor analyst tracking Apple's supply chain says TSMC is currently sitting on roughly $1 billion worth of finished, unpackaged processors that can't ship because of a memory chip shortage. That's not a minor hiccup, that's a bottleneck across the entire iPhone 18 lineup, and the foldable, being the newest and most complex product to manufacture, is the most exposed to it. So even if Apple announces the Ultra on schedule in September, actually getting your hands on one at launch is looking less likely, not more. Industry trackers now expect global foldable phone shipments to grow 20% in 2026 compared to last year, and Apple entering the category is cited as one of the reasons why. Samsung just announced its own next-gen Fold days ago. For the first time, the foldable category isn't a niche Samsung experiment. It's becoming a real second lane in the smartphone market, and Apple showing up last might end up being what finally makes it mainstream. So here's where things actually stand as of today. The software evidence makes this feel more real than ever. The thickness numbers are genuinely impressive, but the supply chain story means the phone that finally arrives in September might be a lot harder to actually buy than Apple wants you to believe. I'll take confirmed code over speculation any day, but I temper your expectations on actually getting one at launch. If you watched the last video, does this change how excited you are? Let me know below and subscribe, because between now and September, this story is going to keep moving.